Hi, this is Wishop, and this is your full moon reading for the Sagittarius full moon of June 20th, 2016. I hope you are surfing this mutable Grand Cross. I have seen things change in very unexpected ways. Things move that I didn't expect to move, but also things that I thought were going to move haven't gone anywhere. So it's very much been an up in the air energy, and I think that other people are feeling it because there is a certain amount of edginess that I've noticed, people flying off the handle a little bit. And so I do think that we're all kind of feeling the pressure of not quite knowing where we stand. I think this full moon is going to help. Saturn, which likes to nail down the details, is in Sagittarius, the fire sign, trying to make the idealism of Sagittarius more realistic. But it is being opposed by Neptune in Pisces, another mutable sign, of course. That's where our Grand Cross is coming from. And Neptune, which is now retrograde in Pisces as Saturn is retrograde in Sagittarius. Neptune is all about dreams and deep knowing, and it sort of swims in the eternal wisdom of now. So it's not very good with schedules. It's not very good with nailing things down. It doesn't mean it isn't wise. It's extremely wise. But that kind of crispness, that crisp direction that gives us a lot of comfort sometimes in this earthly world is probably missing. So while we're moving forward and course correcting as we need to, I think the energies can be a little tough, and we're still being called. I think this is my fourth time doing the video, and finally I said, I'm going to change the cards because the camera kept cutting off. So I'm like, okay, I'll do a new deal. So I have no idea what I'm going to get. But I do think that the call is to continue finding ways that we have become habitual about thinking or behavior from our past to make sure we don't carry that forward. That was the big message. Not to lock down or get too fixed on our thoughts for the future yet, but to make sure that our concentrating is on leaving the past behind and healing the wounds from the past. So the top three, I've got, I'm traveling right now, so I've got Lenormand cards and these little mini tarots, which will be in the Lenormand houses. This is what to avoid, so anti-advice. This is what's recommended, so advice. This is an oracle card from the Venice Oracle. I think this is very good because Venice is basically marshy swampland for the most part, and the people of Venice found a way to take this place that's not quite land and not quite water and turn it into an artistic and economic powerhouse. They are very good at dealing with mutable energy. Like, oh, there's no sort of fit land? Well, we'll have canals then, fine. So I think it can offer some good insight. Anyway, let's see where we are. So let's start flipping. Tower, there's Saturn sitting in our past. Oh, here's the Fool in our now. Anchor. Okay. Good. Two of Wands. I like it. Garden. Okay. So the Tower in Lenormand can represent isolation, but it can also represent rules, hierarchy, organization, everything that Saturn is about. We have the Ace of Pentacles here in reverse. That to me is sort of indicating this is not the gift. Ace of Pentacles in reverse can be a card that says all that glitters is not gold. So this can be the kind of thing that you're leaving behind. A previous institution, a previous set of rules, a previous set of preconceptions that you had about the things you wanted in your life, about what you valued, something that looked to you like the height of the heights, but now it isn't that way anymore. The Anchor can be a card of enterprise, so it can be a card of jobs. So maybe you were leaving a position, let's say, in a large organization, and now you're sort of making a different move in a job setting The garden is small groups. It's public, but it tends to be smaller groups. So it could be you're moving from a very large, organized, hierarchical company to a small, more sociable, more warm and personal company. So that it could be in a job sense. But let's see where our tarot cards are. Here's the Fool. Oops, if I can pick this up. Okay. The Fool is like the energy of Uranus, so it's lightning, right? And then here we have the Two of Wands, which can be a card of that people see as sort of you've got the world in your hands, you're making decisions about the way to go forward. And I really like this because this is number one, right? It's the Ace. We actually are turning the clock back to 0, and then we're moving forward to 2, which is a choice kind of card. So we're saying that we have been cutting away these things from the past, and that now Anchor is also in Lenormand a card of safety. So the Fool on Anchor tells me it's safe to let yourself be loose and unattached at this point. It is safe to let inspiration strike you. It's safe to be exploring lots of options and not clinging to any particular one. Because at some point in the future, you will get into a situation, you will, so to say, find your tribe. Probably, this exploration you're doing as the Fool is going to lead you into some group or organization that feels more, feels more at home for you, or maybe has some good advice for you and sends you off on your way somewhere else. But either way, this is sort of a card of being on a productive journey because you make your decision. Where in the world do I want to go? So the Fool, you're gathering information, and it's safe to be doing that right now. In fact, the most secure place to be is the most flexible, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of how I'm reading this. If I just read the tarot cards, I would say all that glitters is not gold. So you're taking a new approach to deciding what to do. I feel like a lot of the tarot is representing the path that you've already been on, which is defining what do I really want for my life? What do I really value? And in doing that, now you're trying to move forward. But things may feel a little bit stuck, or that they're a little bit slow moving. This is not a time to worry about that. Don't worry. You're safe. Even though things seem wild, things can seem a little wild and woolly, you are actually making progress that's getting you toward a good destination. So let's take the anti-advice. Okay. Anti-advice. We have heart. We have judgment. Okay. Interesting. Because I see this again. Heart is, of course, what you love, what you value, what you feel passionate about. Judgment in the upright is a card of rebirth, of resurrection. In the reverse, it's like, don't doubt your passion, which I think is a repeat from last week. This is not, you don't have to change your mind. You don't need a change of heart. You are going to need to stay very flexible because things are still in play, and exciting things could come forward, exciting developments that you have no idea about. They're probably not going to come in a traditional way, right? If the Ace of Pentacles is in reverse in the Tower, these are not traditional gifts that you're going to get in the expected way. They're going to come in unexpected ways, but they are trying to get you where you're going if you can stay flexible enough. So let's look and see what the advice is. Okay, the advice is Mountain, which is Capricorn. Oh, look at this. Okay. 5 of Pentacles. So when you look at this as advice, you can think it's kind of scary, but I don't think it's that scary. Capricorn is where we're going to go after Sagittarius. The moon is right on the edge of Sagittarius. This is actually our second full moon in Sagittarius. The first one occurred in the very early degrees, so it had a lot of Scorpio in it. This one's occurring in the late degrees, so it has a lot of Capricorn in it. Capricorn is about achievement, concrete achievement. Capricorn is about goal setting and getting to the top of that mountain. So it's actually everything that this mutable, strange, uncertain energy is. Capricorn sees the mountain and climbs it. And this I'm leaving sort of standing alone, if you will. And then I've got the tarot card in this house. The tarot card, the Five of Pentacles, a lot of people read as a card of deprivation and lack. But in older decks and in other decks, the other key word for this card was gold. It was alchemical gold. It was being able to turn everything you touch into gold. So as a card of change, it's actually a movement towards this gold. It is not about staying here. It's about getting there. And the mountain is the thing that you're moving up to get there. So this is very directed. And right now we're in this undirected stage where we're like thinking about having a change of heart. Did I pick the right thing? Everything seems so weird and up in the air. Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Maybe I've made the wrong decision. I thought this is where I wanted to go, but now I'm not so sure. Right? You're getting bad feedback, from the new moon reading, and you're thinking, what am I going to do? The idea is stay loose, course correct as you need to. You are moving towards a much clearer, much crisper set of goals. So let's get to the Venice Oracle. Okay, here we go. Here is La Campanile, which is 16. If this looks like the Tower card, it's because it is. And in fact, in the bottom of another deck, I had the Tower card in reverse. The Tower card actually is tied to Uranus, much like the Fool card is, and it represents exciting, dramatic change. It does not represent a disaster. Now, I know that some people, because of the way they read these cards, would go, oh, there's a disaster, and I'm going to have obstacles, and I'm going to have lack. And that's fine. But my cards, because I'm dealing them and I'm the one reading them, they're speaking to me in the language that I understand, the language that we have developed. And they know when they give me this card that I don't necessarily think of it as negative. I think of it as kind of exciting. It can be kind of exciting. And we're adding a lot of fire to the mix because Mars is going to go direct at the end of the month. And that's actually going to help a lot because it's extra heat and having the moon in Sagittarius, all of this is helping dry up some of that watery energy that right now is a little bit overbalanced for many of us. As we're trying to take on new directions, all this water just leaves us feeling like we don't quite know where we're going. So this actually will provide some counterbalance, this heat, this lightning, this spark. And here we have these wands over here. This is a sparky card. This is a sparky card. This is a very sparky card. So I think it says, our goals lie up ahead, and they are golden, and they will involve groups of people that we love and where we feel welcome. And we're going to leave behind some hierarchies and traditions that don't suit us and that didn't bring us the gold that we wanted. However, it's going to be pretty exciting in the meantime, so we're all going to kind of need to keep hanging on to our hats. So as you continue to surf this mutable energy and you look toward the golden light of the full moon on the 20th, also to Mars going direct at the end of the month, just hang on. Hang on to your emergency parachute if you need it. Keep your eyes focused towards miracles, and by all means, rock on.